we left off the important part of doing the timing job. Filling the hole back up. Yeah, that thing went in a long ways, doesn't it? I think it's really, really tight for some reason. Why is it so tight? Must be that CAD plating. How much torque you want?
It's not going anywhere.
I heard a torque wrench go off there.
A tendon snap.
It can come off. They fall out and they make a big mess when they do.
Get all over your leg while you're riding.
It runs better without open. Pin it. Wide open. You can't see the exhaust valve or intake valve like on my bike. What's up with that? Must not be the racing version. Okay, so now for the hard part, putting the heads on. Where are the heads? They're still buried over in the box over there?
Yeah. Hey, Scoop.
Does that mean they're not clean? Is Scooby in the way?
Several times.
Scooby? Are you hiding over here? Is Scooby hiding over here? Scooby wants to be near us. Does that mean they haven't been cleaned lately?
Well, we cleaned them after we sanded them.
Don't bring that nasty box over here. I don't want that box over here. They're nice and clean. No foreign material on there. Matter. Look how shiny they are. They look pretty nice. You need a blow job. Flip them over. They're laying in a machine shop, so we make sure they're not dirty. Okay, I don't see nothing flying off them, did you? Okay, I'm going to take this head because it's closer. Scooby, you're in the way still. The light went out? No, light's still on. Scooby's still in the way.
He doesn't care.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't care at all. Yeah, just step on him. That's all right. He won't move. Look at that. It almost got that left in there. Okay, I was told that you're not supposed to leave rags on top of your pistons before you put your heads on.
Why?
I'm not sure why not, but I read about that once. I think I was in a blog someplace.
A blogger.
Someone important. Okay, where's our washers at? Okay, stand back.
I thought didn't you tell me that we were going to use the crowned washers?
No, I'm going to use the good washers.
Well, because of the way the holes were machined in the heads.
No, that's how you install them, not how you put new ones on. Stand back, you're too close. I need my virus distance. Well, evidently Scooby can give us the virus now too, I read it was on the news this morning.
That was a tiger.
Do you think it's possible to transmit the virus via farts?
Yes, it's airborne.
Oh man.
You could have liquid coming out.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Okay, see the radius?
Yeah.
See the sharp edge?
Oh, you put the radius down?
Yes. There's room this way too, but we could run it either way, but if you do it this way, you got a lot of clearance. See, there's more room this way than the other way.
Yeah.
So we'll just put these on upside down. If you put the crown ones on there, they like to break. That'd be this version of a head bolt washer. These have less material and a little bit harder, so well, I don't know if they're harder, but they're heat treated, so they break and split and come apart. when you accidentally over torque them or tighten them. I'm sure there's nobody around here that would ever do that. Okay, the next thing is we got to find out if these bolts are too long or not, because we don't know. So what we're going to do is lock these up, see what happens. So I'm going to leave the head gasket off. That way we'll know. If these don't tighten up without the head gasket, then we know it's the bolts are too long. Now, they're only going to be too long because somebody did some cutting modifications on
Yeah, cut the heads,
some
cut the cylinders.
some components here and there along the way, purely by accident. Now, unlike a K model, you don't have two bolts here with a motor mount, it's only the center one.
So K model has less bolts on the heads,
No,
just different places.
different locations. See how the valve's in the way?
You didn't really see it, but
It's right there.
you say so. Oh,
That's why they put that hole in the head there so you can inspect your intake valve.
Yeah, see the valve.
oh really? Isn't that the the spark plug spot?
That's a secondary use for it. Its main use is for intake valve inspection. Make sure there's not too much carbon buildup on it.
That's not for the hole through the carburetor to inspect your intake valve.
No.
On your bike it is though.
On my bike you could tell the holes. You can check the exhaust pipe. You put your hand on the back of the pipe, you can see your head. Oop, almost put it over there. That'd be wrong. Well, it's the last bolt. How many more bolts do we have? Yeah, it appears to be the last one. Now this one requires more stuff to figure out if it's good or bad. Those go in there. Those go in there. And you can use either one of these versions on top of this, depending on what you want.
What do you want?
I like the big, fat, ugly washer on there.
Okay.
Now my K model, they're under both sides. I like them under both sides. I use longer bolts.
But they're designed to be like this.
The other problem is when this motor mount is too long, there's no in-play in it. See how there's no in-play right now?
Oh. Part of that's because everything's ground.
Might be some
Got closer together.
there might be some issues there, yes. So that means we have a problem with fitment. There's also another problem. If that dimension's off, the other problem is your angle is off here. See that?
Oh, yeah.
So now the button, you're forcing it down like that. That's taking away torque to hold your head down, but also puts a load on your bracket, which will make the bracket want to break. So you need to bend the bracket. So you can either bend it here or here, depending on where this is relative to your frame. Without being in a bike, I don't know which one we need to do.
Yeah.
So my guess is we'll raise it up a little bit by bending it here.
Yeah.
That'll raise it up.
Yep.
And you can always shim it. As I recall, this goes on top of the mount and not below the mount. But I forget. If it doesn't fit, then you have to flatten this back out and you have to bend it right across here.
Yeah.
Because see, this has a slight bend right here also. So these will have to be worked on. Now when we put the head gasket in, we're going to raise up just a little bit, and that'll help slightly on that, but not a lot. So these two here we're kind of stuck with for now. Leave them out. We'll have to fine tune those later. But I am going to put the bolts in there right now because we have to figure out tightening sequence. Now we rotated them like this, didn't we, when we did the valve clearancing?
To the intake, yes.
Okay. Okay, you can either rotate the head that way or that way. And when you cut the pockets underneath, you have to know which way you went, because there's no dowels. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and run these all the way down. See if that one got tight. Head got tight. Head's still loose. Head's tight. So check every one of these to make sure they tighten the head up. Tight here, but
Yeah, it's spinning on that bolt.
head's picking up slightly. So every one of these needs to be checked like this to see where we're at. If you tighten the bolt down and the head's still loose, then you don't have any torque right there. You'll lose the head gasket pretty quickly all the time. This here, it actually bottomed out, and we don't, it's supposed to have this in there, see? So,
Yeah.
so you got plenty of room for that. Okay, I'll do the other head. See, the bolt's tight, the head's not. But we have very low clearance here.
Yeah.
So after you put all the stuff in there, you'll be fine. Need a stool?
Yeah.
Let's get the tripod.
The bolt that goes in the top motor mount,
Yes.
when I was looking it up, the there's the one that was used on this motor was only for the WLD. I think the head must have been a little different or something.
The WOD is a high compression motor, so the head's cut about an 1/8 inch shorter.
Yeah, so this bolt that went through this bracket was different.
Those are the high compression heads. Well, the actually WO, it's not just WOD had the high compression head. That was also available on the Solo too. The WLs could came with low compression or high compression heads, depending on how you ordered it. The difference is how much the heads are cut. And they had copper head gaskets and paper head gaskets, the other big change they did. Now WLD, I don't know why the bolt would change, that's a cylinder change. These cylinders are different than a regular 45, so I'm not sure why the bolt would be any different. Okay, all of these seem like they're working, so that's a plus. Alright, I'm going to take this all bath. We'll be back.